In this video, we will talk about the SQL insert into statement. So till now up to here in the course, we were only selecting, the data from the database table employees. And now let's see how you can insert new records into this database table. Okay, so I'm going to SQL. Okay, so let's see the syntax of the insert statement. It's like insert, this is the keyword, insert, and then into. Into is also the keyword, and then here we have to specify the table name. Okay, so insert into employees, we are telling that we want to insert a new record into the employees table, and then add a space, and then add a parenthesis and also close the parenthesis. Okay, and now within this parenthesis we have to specify the columns in which we want to insert the data. Okay, for convenience, what I do is, you can see here we have different buttons, select, insert. Okay, so if I will click on select or select star, maybe you can see some default queries are already there. Okay, so if I just click on select, it will manually add all of the column numbers here. Okay, so here I'm just clicking on the insert. Okay, now you see this is actually a quite mess. So to just help you understand better, I'll just remove all of these backticks. Okay, so I'll also tell you the purpose of these backticks. Backticks are basically to enclose the column names. Okay, so you will see all of the column names are enclosed in this backticks. So here is the query, insert into employees, then let me add a space. Space is actually not necessary, but it's just that it looks clean. And here I'm inserting into the employees table the values for these columns. Okay, so you see employee number, birth date, first name, last name, gender, and hire date. Okay, so let me specify a new employee number. So I am adding a new employee number 1301. We know that in this table the employee number series starts from 10,001, but let's say I'm just adding a new number 1301 so that this record appears at the top of the table if we sort by employee number. Okay, so then comma. Okay, here I have to map the values for the columns in the same order as I have specified in this parenthesis. Okay, so 1301 corresponds to employee number, and I need not to enclose this in inverted commas because this is a numerical value. Okay, now date of birth, let me enclose that in single inverted commas, and write the date of birth or the person, write the date of birth, any random date of birth. Let me add 15 10 1992. Okay, and then next we have to add the first name. Okay, let me add Alice, and then let me add a last name Dango. Okay, Alice Dango, and then let me add the gender as male, M, and then hire date. Okay, so here I have to specify the hire date. Let me specify as 11/03/2019. Okay, so here I've specified the hire date. So now you see we have specified the values for the 6 columns. Employee number as 1301, birth date as this, first name as Elias, last name as Dango, gender as M, and again the hire date as this. Okay, so now the query is complete. This is the insert query, insert into employees, and then we have specified the column names within parentheses. And then after writing the values keyword, make sure after writing the values keyword, again in the parentheses we have specified the different values for the columns. Again, remember that for numerical values, for pure numerical values, we need not to enclose them in the single quotes or double quotes, but for all the textual values we have to specify either in single quote or double quote. Okay, after writing this query, I'll just click on the go button, and now you can see the query has been inserted. Okay, but here you can see there are 2 warnings as well: data truncated for column birth date and hire date. Okay, so it says the data has been truncated for these 2 columns, the birth date and the hire date. That is because I have not specified the correct format of the date. Okay, I'll just correct that, but let's see for now. In the employees table, do we have the values? Okay, now you see we have the employee number 1301. Okay, birth date is 000 and hire date is also 000. That's because we have just messed up with the date format. The date format is this: first we have to write year, then month, and then date of the month. Okay, so that is the format. We just messed up the format. Otherwise our query is perfectly right. So you see 1301 and then this alias Dango and gender male. So this is what we have inserted, right? So let me just correct the query. So I'll just make use of this insert button, and I'll just add one more record. Let's say this time, and now let's say this time I am just specifying the employee number as 1302. okay, and then birth date in the same format 1990, let's say, and then the month and then the date, let's say 15. okay, and now the first name Jamin and Dango. Okay, Jam and Dango, let's say, and then this is for the last name, and then gender as female, let's say, and then I write the hire date in the same format, let's say 2018, and the month as 03 and date as 05. okay, so now the query, the dates, now the dates are in exactly the same format as they are in the table. okay, so now this is the insert query, and I will click on the go button. okay, now you see no warnings and the row has already been inserted. The success message is here, and now I'll just click on this employees. So you can see now at ID 1302 the birth date is fine, the hire date is also fine. okay, we have the gender is fine, last name, first name, it's all what we have specified in the query. So this is how you can make use of the insert into statement in SQL. Okay, one more thing. So currently we were specifying the values for all of the columns, and it is not at all mandatory to specify the values for all of the columns unless or until the database administrator or the designer of the database has not applied any strict constraints. okay, so that we will also come to know later on in this course about the constraints, how you can apply. okay, but let's just add values for only a few columns. okay, insert into employees. So let me just add here first name, last name, and let me also add for the employee number. okay, so only 3 columns for which I want to add the values, and then values, and let's say 1303, the employee number Shaman Roy. okay, so I added this name Shaman Roy, first name, last name, and employee number. These are the only 3 column values that I have specified. okay, but just make sure the order should exactly be the same. okay, if first employee number, then first here the value should also be belonging to employee number. okay, you should not mess up with the orders, otherwise you will face errors or maybe wrong data getting inserted into your table. okay, then I will just click on the go link. okay, again it gives a value, again it gives a warning because we have not inserted the values for birth date and hire date. Anyways, but you will see the record has been inserted 1303, only the birth date and the hire date is not getting filled in, but we have only specified the values for first name and last name. How the gender automatically fills up, because by default value of this column must have been set in the constraint as M. okay, that's a separate concept and we will come to know about it later on in this course. So that's all about insert into statement in SQL.